Hello, it's the Midwestern Movie Reviewer here with another movie review. I recently saw Young Woman and the Sea in theaters. This is a new movie directed by Joachim Roning. It's a Disney production. It's PG and it is 1 hour and 40 minutes long. This is a true story based on a German immigrant back in 1926 who wanted to become a swimmer, basically just a swimmer. Started out in high school on their team, gradually, made it on the world scale.
I've decided to swim the English Channel.
What do you mean?
I'm going to swim the English Channel.
No, I'm saying...
I wasn't asking. Please pass the bread.
This was interesting to me because you get to see how women back in 1926, just trying to be athletes, were treated and how many obstacles they had to overcome.
Woman, she won't get past the 7th male.
I believe she'll die in that water.
Most men believe that we're too weak to compete.
And what if I make it? Then they got a serious problem.
And Daisy Riddle starred in this, and she did a fantastic job as a lead character, Trudy Ederle, who went through all of these things and was so courageous to blaze a trail for other women athletes. This story reminded me of the Diana Nyad story. This is on Netflix, and it stars Annette Bening as this just high-performing swimming athlete. And she was the first swimmer to swim from Cuba to Florida, and all the things she had overcome. But it was more so for this athlete, Trudy Ederle. A little bit more about this movie. Some of the things that I loved about this, it reminded me of some other immigrant stories I've been seeing lately in movies. They've been doing a lot of stories about people that have immigrated from other countries and come to the United States and done amazing things. I recently saw the movie Sight, and I'll put a link for that in this video. It was about a Chinese immigrant that came over and became an amazing doctor who was bringing sight to blind individuals using laser surgery. That was, it took place back in the 1960s, immigrating from China over here, and just an amazing, touching story. And then another one I recently reviewed was The Long Game. This was about some Mexican-American immigrants who got into the game of golf and transformed that in their own way. Lots of true stories that are so enjoyable and moving, just beautifully done. So this will join that list of movies. Some of the actors that were in this movie, of course, was Daisy Riddle. Tilda Cabin Hervey played her sister in it, and they looked like they could be actual sisters in real life. Very well done. Other actors were Kim Bodnia, Stephen Graham, Jeanette Hayne, Christopher Eccleston, Glenn Fleshler, and John Carew. If you have seen this preview and it looks good to you, leave me a comment or some other movies that you are looking forward to. Also, please like and subscribe. There wasn't anything I disliked about this movie. It was so well done, so moving. I could hear people in the theater crying, as well as I was brought to tears a couple of times. Just the fact of seeing a story that reminds us of how the United States is a melting pot. When I was a child, we were always taught that America is a melting pot. There's so many different races and cultures and everything brought together, and that's what makes America amazing to live here, that anyone can have that American dream. And seeing these different stories, this one's about German American, Mexican American, Chinese American. You get to see how much culture, intelligence, athletic prowess, just all the things that make America such an amazing place to be. And that we should appreciate that. In the news, there's so many bad news stories about how we're not getting along as an American melting pot. But stories like this remind us about that's what we are. That's where we live, and let's embrace it and really, really enjoy it. So go see Young Woman and the Sea in theaters. Midwestern Movie Reviewer out.